Welcome to the last episode. Well, not final
The last
episode,
story.
but last episode segment of Sonic 06.
I would just say last story. Last episode, there's still one more part.
Yeah.
Last
Anyways,
story.
we had the same people, but Ken joined us for this.
Hi.
And I actually have a lot to say because the last story is kind of where they were supposed to like fill in all the holes, but it just created new ones.
And did a lot of character assassination on the way too.
Yeah. This is one of the big
Spoilers.
plot holes right here they added in. They didn't explain it.
Character
so you can say it's a
assassination
plot hole.
isn't exactly a plot hole. Character assassination is character assassination.
No, not the assassination. Mephiles coming out of nowhere. Because Mephiles
What?
was fighting Shadow, but now he's here, so that pretty much tells you that's not the only Mephiles.
But
Or time travel.
here's the most
Time travel.
infamous. Here we go.
Yeah, this is a clip everyone's seen because of YouTube. I've actually seen this, like, 2007 or 2008 because of YouTube.
How would that have killed him though? Just
It
lose his
impaled
wings?
him.
Yeah, it went right through his heart.
She should have lost his
Ken!
Right
Instant
through the heart.
death spikes!
Okay, Ken, I'm gonna go over to your house. I'm gonna stab you in the heart and see if you die. You would probably die, and I'm
But I'm
probably not
pretty
gonna
sure
do it because I don't
Sonic
want to go to
can
jail.
drop
Sonic
rings,
has
exactly.
had his fair share of falling on spikes, and yet he still lost rings.
You epic
They don't
evil
have
laugh.
they don't have video game logic in this one scenario because they forgot that really existed.
Hmm.
But yes, folks, Sonic is indeed dead. He's dead.
Where's the
He's
blood?
not like I'm gonna respawn with a life.
Yeah,
He's
you know what,
dead.
Kevin?
It's game over.
Ken, you have a good point. Where is the blood? If he gets
It's
stabbed,
a Disney death.
apparently.
It's a Disney death. There can't be any blood.
But here's the
Yes,
whole entire
maybe.
concept of the why she couldn't cry for the longest time.
Yeah, this is the major issue with the story. She didn't cry all these years, especially when her father died. And all of a sudden, when Sonic dies, she bursts out crying. Well, actually, no, she just screams, and you don't really see any tears. But that's crying, apparently.
Finally, the seals
Got a little bit of action in this game, by the way.
Yeah.
At long last, I'll be able to join with you. Here, bless.
You still gotta wonder, like, how does a flame go from turning from that into part fire, part hedgehog thing?
No, it's
I meant
like
to-
a gigantic flame monster. But yes,
and,
Mephiles
and then it turns into the alien shield symbol or something.
It's kind of like Dracula's castle. It takes on many incarnations.
Mhm.
But now Mephiles is using all 7 Chaos Emeralds, which, as you see right there, are practically scattered all over the place.
Okay, I wasn't around, but what happened in the finale of Shadow's story?
Oh, we beat up
Shadow
Mephiles.
fought Mephiles. Yeah, that's it.
Simply put, Shadow kicked butt.
Yeah. And he was fighting, from what you have to assume, is not the real Mephiles. Or at least the real plot
Well-
Mephiles.
And
you know,
Was that a
plot
plot hole in itself, I guess?
Timeline or some other nonsense.
It's mainly a
confusing.
plot hole if, for the reason that they didn't explain why there's now a different Mephiles. You have to assume time travel, because that's
I
the
actually have
major
to
plot
point
thing.
this out. I actually have to point this out. This is the first appearance of the Red Chaos Emerald the entire game. The Red Chaos Emerald never appeared anywhere in
Yeah.
this game.
It
All
came
of a
out of
sudden now
nowhere.
it's used.
Here's the thing, Matt. Maybe it was the emerald that Mephiles had.
That's what you have to
Because-
assume, because they never show what emerald he had. So you just have to
Got
assume
it.
that one of them was the red emerald.
It's
I
kind
have
of just a dark emerald most of the game, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I'd really like to kind of... I have a little small rant with this scene, alright? Alright, and I kind of like to explain why. It's...
Chaos Emerald.
Okay, Solaris...
How did he bring Silver here? Wasn't he back in the future?
What are you doing here?
Ba ba
This-
ba ba na 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 na.
Yeah.
Because it's so large.
But anyways, Solaris has practically destroyed the space-time continuum. That's why Silver's there.
Yeah, this is
They're
basically
in-
supposed to be, like, in the center of time itself.
Well, if y'all were all caught, then where's all the townspeople?
That's the thing. It's only a plot hole. Because, well, actually, that's kind of a pun right there, but no, it only sucked in the people who were actually
Anyways,
involved
guys.
in the plot.
this scene right here, how they present this bothers me.
Everyone's so
watch
soulless with it, by the way. If you notice, the only one that really shows a major emotion is Tails and Amy.
No. This is what I'm bothered about. Tails doesn't.
Well,
That
the
line
initial
right
reaction.
there was the only thing he said in regards to Sonic's death.
And
That's more
Knuckles
why I
is
mean.
just
This is why it bothers me.
And Knuckles is just
Because-
simply staring off into space.
And Shadow's like, eh.
Alright, I
Okay.
mean, like, this is why it bothers me, because Tails is supposed to be Sonic's amigo, his comrade, his compadre. You would think he would react something more than what was presented with
Of
this
course.
death.
I mean,
Well,
Tails
to
would
be
be
honest,
doing
I
what
think-
Amy is doing. He's
be honest-
only supposed to be 8 years old in this game.
Well, to be honest, I think Amy would have a stronger reaction than Tails would on us.
Well, you expect both of them to have that kind of strong reaction. And also, I kind of half
Amy's
expected to see
closer to having a
Eggman
more
back there jumping up
realistic-
and down. Like, yay, he dead, he dead, yay,
Amy's
Eggman land, here I
closer to
come.
having, you know, a more appropriate reaction, but yes, Tails is a little lacking.
I think
Yeah.
it's just simply because the character models themselves are lacking and they couldn't do much with it.
I know, but this is what this whole entire thing bothers me about how Sonic was presented when in death.
Yeah.
The only one that actually showed any sort of emotion for that was Amy.
No.
Which I can understand,
There
but
has to be a way.
I would at least think that Tails would react differently.
If you say it exists
Oh, yeah.
in the past,
It's still,
and future,
now that I think of it, doesn't Knuckles spent most of the time in this game staring off into space anyway?
That's actually most characters. I don't know what you're talking about. They just
You gotta-
don't have a direction. They just look.
You got a good point there.
But Knuckles does do that a lot, yeah.
Can I say something though? This whole entire musical piece that's playing during the scene, I really love this music.
Well, it is a fitting piece, so at least that's the
I
part
know,
of it
it's
that's fitting.
actually the name of the title is actually called His World Sad
What's the
Remix.
It's kind of a weird title for it when you think about it.
Mm.
Because
And
I don't
this
really hear
is
much of the His
where-
World
I don't
theme.
think he's dead yet.
This is where the game decides to say, you remember how we
I'm
ripped off
sure
DBZ?
It's not too
Let's go and rip off more DBZ.
You know those Chaos Emeralds? Just slap some stars on them and call them, you know, Dragon Balls. Hopefully
Let's
there'll be a
use
dragon
the
coming
7
out.
Chaos Emeralds to revive the main hero. I mean, DBZ didn't do this.
And not just that, but
Son.
at least said I can feel Sonic's presence, so she's basically sensing.
You know what doesn't make any sense either? Is the fact that, you know, Iblis had those when he was turning into Solaris or whatever, and he figured he'd have them around him 24/7, but no, he just scatters them off in random locations.
He did what Perfect Chaos did. He only took some energy and just threw them away.
Perfect Chaos?
Yeah. Because Perfect Chaos just sucked away the good energy, the bad energy. He threw all the emeralds away, basically.
I guess they
True.
ripped off more Sonic Adventure than I thought.
Yeah, this whole entire game is revolved around Sonic Adventure, man.
Eggman? What do you do? Eggman. Since
And you
when
had
can
that how
Eggman-
long?
To collect them all in time, we'll have to split up.
I'm sorry.
What? Knuckles? Knuckles, what?
Knuckles is so annoying to look
Okay.
at in this game. I'm sorry, he just really is.
And my favorite part about Knuckles is right here. Let's go. Oh, wow. Crap. I went the wrong way. Just...
Knuckles is such a
I know
goof,
he's
but
supposed to
we
be a
love him
stupid
anyway.
one, but... Wow.
Anyways,
Really
now
stupid.
you know-
welcome to the hardest level in the fucking game.
End of the world.
End of the world.
They
But
throw you
honestly,
in
it
all
has
the
one of
different
the
levels
best-
that you've traveled across already. You go to 7 of the... What was it, 10? Something like that?
Now, for this level, I edited out all the deaths I've done.
Yeah,
Every
so...
single take is the good take.
If we see
I'm
an
not gonna-
inconsistency
I'm
in
not gonna-
lights, it's because of an edit.
So,
It's because of an edit.
so no death montages?
No death montages. The reason why is those things right there, the Eye of Mordor.
Yeah, they stare at you so much, they suck you straight in.
Those
This
things
is Lord
suck
of the
you
Range,
in.
Matt.
Oh, come on, you could have
Those
flew straight to the
things-
end.
I know, I didn't want to tempt it though. But anyways,
He's just kinda
those
chickened
things
out.
suck you in. Those things suck you in.
Oh great, here
And
come
if
the
you get
oncoming
touched-
lines.
I know.
Oh,
and
God.
if you touch any one of those, you get killed instantly. Doesn't matter if you have rings. If you touch that, you die.
It's basically
That's
like a
why
pit.
this-
Instant death.
I want to clarify when Knuckles did the stupid thing he did right there, and I'm referencing somebody who specifically reviewed that. And he said that ruined his character, and I don't think that's the case at all. That's just
No.
I think, if anything, the whole Tails scenario ruined his character.
Yeah, and also let's back up
I'm
a little bit.
surprised-
Where
I'm
were you
surprised
at
that-
then? Because we're in Omega section.
Oh, yeah, I'm in Omega section, but
Okay, good. I thought you were behind, because we had that
John
issue
was
before.
talking
People.
so much, I didn't know when to bring that up.
That's
so.
fine. I honestly thought you were behind.
Now, for speedrunning tactics, I skipped the speedrun little tech trick.
Oh, well,
you
this is
can
not what I
do.
was expecting you to do, because you described this. What I was expecting you to do is not even go through that doorway, just kind of hover around the edge.
I love how only
I
his
know,
phones
that's
were
what-
showing for a brief moment there.
I know, freaking
Yeah.
flicker.
With enough slowdown, you can actually see him
But-
flickering.
But getting into that though, what do you think? I'm surprised he didn't. When he was talking about character assassination, I'm surprised he didn't bring up Tails in that aspect like you did.
But that bothered me the first time playing it. I was wondering why Tails wasn't doing that.
My
Because
Omega, your
if
world is
I-
suddenly
if
purple
I
all of a
miss-
sudden.
Yeah, because after every the Eye of Mordor, if you don't hit those little switches to deactivate them, after a while the world starts to collapse a little bit. And
Oh, is that
Yeah.
why everything was distorting color-wise?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why
because
everything-
after a
Oh.
while, everything starts turning purple
Okay.
because of the eyes.
those switches
That
right
makes
there. If
sense.
you don't hit those, if you do not hit those, the world becomes a little distorted.
Yeah.
And
And,
And
when,
is that
I would say
when the
that
world
these are the
gets
easiest
completely
sections. right
distorted?
here.
When the world gets completely distorted, does that become an instant death?
Yeah,
I, think
I
so.
would imagine
never
so
let it,
because
I
of the
never let
eyes.
it go that way though.
I would imagine
I
so
never
because of
let
the
it go.
eyes. The longer you keep it like that, the more eyes appear.
You know, when going through this correctly, it doesn't seem like it's that long.
Well, the levels themselves are pretty condensed. It's just you have to do them with like 7 different characters.
Okay,
So that's
hey,
really annoying.
You know why I think it's long? Every time that I cut Ken, there's a loading screen.
Yeah,
That's why.
these all have loading screens, so you're sitting through at least 7 loading screens. And you
Oh, that was
barely
close.
escaped death.
I know. I was hoping
Your
something
head was
So-
basically buried.
Can it be said without a shadow of a doubt that this is the worst level in the game?
The music's good.
Well, the music's
Music,
pretty good. But
wonderful.
then
I love
again,
this.
you've said that a lot about all these levels.
Well, that's the
Well,
thing.
haven't we heard this
As bad as this
somewhere
level
else?
is, yeah, as bad as this level is, for a final level, this game just has perfectly chosen music.
I like how the music fits the ending more.
Yeah. Well,
And
I
it
would say
changes
this is
depending on
probably the
which character
hardest
you're
segment of the
playing
whole
as.
Is there
entire
an eye
level,
in that?
from what I've seen.
Vortex?
The Eye of Mordor, Ken.
But yeah, if you had to rank these on difficulty, would you say that like the Rouge Knuckle ones are the easiest, and like the Silver one's the hardest?
Because you can fly over everything.
I'm
That's
starting
the
to.
thing.
I'm
And
starting
then
to
with
think-
Silver,
is the
you're stuck.
hardest.
You know, there's only one explanation for why the music is so good, but yet the gameplay itself isn't. Maybe the programmers did the music, but the composers did the gameplay.
It's like, can I use this stick to program? No? I think we're gonna have a problem
That's a
programming.
strange analysis.
Well, it's been made before, so.
But
Actually,
I
remember-
also didn't mention that you probably saw that I have 13 lives.
Yeah.
This is on my Xbox 360 profile because the file we were using, well, since I had a goof up and I already did this recording already, but it failed, I had to use another file. So,
Well, luckily a lot of these Sonic games that have a last story, they play it from the very beginning.
yeah,
So
So wait,
that's
they
why-
actually pull you in. You can't. It's not just the danger of walking into them.
Yeah.
Yeah, the eyes suck you in, so you gotta be really careful.
yeah, that's why this level's so hard.
But I just remember, this is not just the only hard segment, you also have to deal with Amy again.
Yep.
And we have to deal with her awkward hitbox of hitting enemies.
Now, Rouge's segment, I'd have to say is the easiest because all you have to do is climb these pillars
And then,
and then
just
glide.
Jump. Yep, jump and
Yeah, just
glide.
glide.
And you go
So what
straight
was
to
the
the
worst
end.
segment? Silver.
Probably it's Silver's or Amy's, in my opinion. That's
And
really
Amy's next.
Yeah,
Amy's
Oh,
I
dear.
think it might be Amy a little more for a lot of people, but it really just depends on how
Kind
unlucky
of
you are
ironic
with
that they
Silver.
saved Amy for last, but
No,
No.
she's second last, isn't she?
She's second.
Yeah, she's second last. We have Shadow last.
never mind.
Damn stuck walls. Seriously. Ugh.
Don't overshoot it.
I'm
I've
still
actually
questioning-
never seen what's past this point because people always go straight for the emeralds.
I'm still questioning
know.
why we did this before the adventure game, to be honest. But
Sonic,
Anyways, and this is Amy's segment. Oh god. I didn't die. Luckily enough, I did not die in this segment.
Even though you had two metal boxes hurling towards you. If that was real life, you would have died.
And look at
What can I
that.
say? She's really lucky.
Speaking of which,
Whoa,
the
that
ice
was-
spawns right on
that
top of you. You
exploded.
don't even get sucked in. How the heck
I
did
know.
you manage
That's
that?
the thing. Like the eye, if the eye touches you, you die. That's the thing. I was like, holy.
And you were pretty
shit.
much inside of it with half of your body.
So how many minutes would you say this took you to record all of it?
All of it, I'd say about 45 minutes.
Ouch.
And this is with a boss fight, the cutscenes, and this level. That's a lot of loading time
Yeah.
that we're not seeing,
Yeah.
Like a
thankfully.
sandwich.
And now part of the worst part about
Amy's
Amy's
know,
segments, you
Okay,
need to kill these
Harley,
things.
I'm gonna say this: when the credits were rolling, I did go downstairs and made a sandwich.
You know what? I don't blame you.
Did the same,
Right.
so you did the same thing as Johnny when he went to grab the bowl of cereal.
Well, hey, the credits are long enough.
Those credits were long enough. Don't even bother with those enemies.
No, you don't need to kill them. You only need to kill the two that open the door.
Oh, and by the way, Amy's the only one out of everyone that says "Sonic, I'm coming."
Yeah, Amy's the only one that doesn't say it.
One that
Everyone
doesn't
else
say,
says
"Sonic,
Sonic, I'm coming. And that...
But no,
That's
that
weird.
Tails I think said it too.
Yeah, no, that's what we're talking about. Everyone but Amy says that.
Tails
this
said
level.
it too. He just said it midway through the stage and not towards the end.
Well, that's what we just
Go-
said.
go-
He
go back
says
and watch
it too.
Go back and watch the footage.
I love how the eagle's not affected by the Eye of Mordor.
I know, it's like the eyes don't phase the eagle.
Oh wait, is that what this vortexes are called?
Yeah. Oh no, they're not called that. I'm just calling them that. Eye
Yeah,
of Mordor.
we can tell you
is-
edited out something. You just collected a random capsule. That had
That's
nothing
what they
in it.
look like.
I mean,
Yeah.
for goodness sake, one does not simply walk into Mordor. They get sucked into it through an eye of distortion.
Okay, now we tell you failed a couple times.
God, camera. Seriously. Okay.
Oh man, that was good.
But yeah, Shadow segment's the last, and
Do you think it's fitting to be the last one now?
I honestly think it is going to be the last one.
Yeah. I kind of say so too,
It's-
since he's basically the
Whoa!
polar opposite of
Did you
Sonic in
see
a lot of
that?
ways, and I
Yeah,
can't.
and enemy got stuck
You're
in
just
the
getting
vortex.
lucky. You seriously are.
What?
Hmm.
What'd you say, Lester?
Oh, you're just getting lucky with these things.
I know.
Because you're hitting right on top of them and nothing. Doesn't even phase your character. You just face right through it. What, you playing Glover?
Yeah.
Seriously,
Anyways,
that's
that
what
was
happens
end
all
of
the time in that game.
And surprisingly enough, I still got a B rank.
Like, those matter at this point.
And that was the final level.
Especially because this is the last story, there's no hubs, so where would those rings even be used? Answer, nowhere.
Well, unless you
Right.
want to get the achievement for S ranking everything on the last story.